Hello there, this video will cover installing and setting up Debian with the KDE Desktop on a Chromebook without rooting. KDE does not play well with too many desktops. If you are already running another desktop such as LXDE, then I recommend starting with a fresh Linux container install. This is a Media Blitz format that will allow me to share topics faster and keep pace with frequently updated topics. My channel focuses on adding the power of Linux to your Android, Chromebook, or PC without the need to root or remove your system. Additionally, I cover cross-platform topics. My playlists are available from the homepage on my YouTube channel and are organized by operating system and cross-platform topics. To make it easier to follow along with my videos, I include the full written instructions in the pinned comment. So if you scroll down to the comments of the current video you are watching now, you will see the top pinned comment containing the written instructions. To see the whole comment, click on Read More. Any updates will be noted at the top of the pinned comment. Note that you can copy and paste the notes into a text file like I have here with the mousepad text editor. Or, if you're feeling fancy, we can copy and paste the notes into a TiddlyWiki notebook, also known as Flexible Offline Searchable Notes. Here, I pressed the backtick key from the top left of the keyboard so that there are 3 backticks before and after the text. This will apply monospaced block formatting. Keep in mind that you can modify the notes however you'd like, whether that's formatting, adding images, or changing what's in the notes. For more information on TiddlyWiki, I recommend watching my TiddlyWiki videos. That concludes the intro, now onward to the video. To install the Linux container, we can open up Chromebook Settings, and from the list on the left side, we can click on About Chrome OS, and then under Developers, next to Linux Development Environment, we can click on the Setup button. Then from the window that comes up for setting up the Linux development environment, we can click on the Next button. From here, we can set the username to whatever we would like, and we can set the disk size. The disk size is the amount of storage being taken from the Chrome OS side and being set aside for Linux. If we'd like, we can set a custom disk size. Note that the disk size can be adjusted at any time from Chromebook settings. For my example, I'm just going to go with the recommended 10 gigs. Once we are done setting that all up, we can click on the Install button. The install should just take a couple of minutes. This will install Google's custom Debian-based container. When the install is done, a terminal app will open. From here, the first thing we can do for convenience is pin the terminal app to the bottom shelf on our Chromebook so that it stays in the bottom shelf. To do that, we can right-click on the terminal app. Note that a right-click on a Chromebook is a 2-finger click on the mousepad. From here, we can select Pin. Now, even if we close out of the terminal app, it will stay on the bottom shelf. We can also temporarily make the terminal text bigger by doing Ctrl+ on our keyboard. To make the text smaller, we can do Ctrl-. Now, the first command we are going to execute is sudo space apt space update space -y. This will update the software index list. Here I did Ctrl-L to clear the terminal so it's easier to see what I'm typing. Next we can execute sudo space apt space dist -upgrade space -y. This will upgrade already installed packages. Next, we are going to install some software. For our first install, we will do sudo space apt space install space task-kde-desktop space -y. This will install the KDE Desktop. After that, for our next install, we will do sudo space apt space install space xserver-zephyr space -y. Zephyr is what the desktop will run inside of, which will help keep the desktop together. After that, for our final install, we will do sudo space apt space install space nano space -y. This will install the nano text editor. Now that we have everything installed, we will set the Linux passwords and then we will create a launch script for starting up the KDE Desktop. To set the Linux passwords, we will first execute who am I without any spaces. This will print out our user ID. Once we know our user ID, we can execute sudo space passwd space our user ID. From here we can set the password for the user ID. Note that when we type out the password, we will not see it, and then we will also need to type in our password twice to confirm the change. Once we've done that, we can also do sudo space passwd space root. From here we can set the password for root. Again, we will not see the password as we are typing it, and we will need to type it in twice. Now we are going to create a launch script for starting up the KDE Desktop. To do that, we can execute sudo space nano space /usr/bin/gok. This will use the nano text editor to create a file called gok in the /usr/bin file path. From here, for the first line, we can type in Zephyr starting with a capital X space -br space -fullscreen space -resizable space :20 space ampersand. Note that resizable is purposely spelled wrong with an extra E in the middle. This line starts up a nested X server, which is what the desktop will run inside of. The ampersand at the end of the line runs the command in the background. After that, for the next line, we will type in sleep space 5. This will give some time for the nested X server to start up. Finally, for the last line, we can type in sudo space -u space our user ID space in all capital letters display equal to :20 space in lowercase letters start plasma -x11 space ampersand. Note that the user ID is what comes before the @penguin in the terminal. This line is what's going to start up the KDE Desktop. When we are done creating the script, we can do Ctrl-O, Enter, and Ctrl-X to save the file and exit nano. Now we are going to execute sudo space chmod space +x space /usr/bin/gok. This will make the script executable so that we can use it. Now for the moment we've been waiting for, we can execute gok to start up the KDE Desktop. Note that it may take a few moments for the desktop to start up. After a few moments, we will have the KDE Desktop running on a Chromebook. To prevent the screen from automatically locking in KDE, we can click on System Settings from the bottom left of the panel. Then in System Settings, from the list on the left side, we can click on Workspace Behavior, and then we can click on Screen Locking. From here we can uncheck Lock Screen Automatically after 5 minutes and after waking from sleep. Once we've done that, we can click on the Apply button from the bottom right of the window to apply our changes. Once we've done that, we can close out of System Settings. To properly shut down Linux on a Chromebook, we can first close out of any apps if we have any open in our desktop. Then after that, from the bottom shelf on our Chromebook, we can right-click on the Terminal app, select Shutdown Linux, and once Linux has shut down, we can close out of the Terminal app. Then to start Linux back up, we can open the Terminal app again, click on Penguin, and from here we can wait a few moments for Linux to start up. Once Linux has started up, we can execute gok to start up the KDE Desktop. And after a moment, the KDE Desktop will be up and running. To open the software store, we can click on the Discover Software Center from the bottom panel. Note that it may take about a minute for the software store to completely open. If you experience the internet dropping in Linux, then I recommend using the scaling script, which I will show in a few moments. For this example, I will be installing the game Frozen Bubble and the screen ruler called KRuler. To do that, we can click on the search bar from the top left, and first we can search for Frozen-Bubble. To see more information about a program, we can click on the program. To install Frozen Bubble, we can either click the Install button from the search results, or we can click the Install button from the top right of the program description. When that's done, we can go back to the search bar, and this time we can search for KRuler. When KRuler comes up, we can again click on it to get more information about the program, and then to install it, we can click on either of the install buttons. When we are done installing software, we can close out of the Discover Software Center. To open the Frozen Bubble game, we can click on the menu from the bottom left, and then in the Games category, we can click on Frozen Bubble. Now here we can see that Frozen Bubble does not open even though it's installed. This, along with other issues such as the volume control, can be fixed by using the scaling script as opposed to editing the launch command for every app that has an issue. The scaling script allows us to scale the desktop by height, width, percent, or by a default percent. To create the scaling script, we can first shut down Linux by right-clicking on the terminal app from the bottom shelf, select Shutdown Linux, and once Linux has shut down, we can start Linux back up again by clicking on Penguin, and then we can wait a moment for Linux to start back up. Once Linux has started back up, we can do 2 more installs. For our first install, we can do sudo space apt space install space calc space -y. Calc is used in the scaling script for calculating the resolution. When that's done, we can do sudo space apt space install space cross-pipe-config space -y. This, along with the scaling script, will help resolve sound-related issues. When that's done, we can then rename our original launch script by executing sudo space mv space /usr /bin /gok space /usr /bin /gok.bak. This will rename our gok script to gok.bak. Note that the original script can still be executed. The only difference is we would execute gok.bak instead of gok. Now to create the scaling script, we can execute sudo space nano space /usr /bin /gok. This will use the nano text editor to create a file called gok in the /usr /bin file path. From here, I recommend copying and pasting the scaling script from the pinned comment. So for my example, I am viewing this video from the Chrome OS Chrome browser. From the video you are currently watching right now, you can scroll down to the comment section where there will be a top pinned comment containing the written instructions. To see the whole comment, click on Read More. From the instructions in the pinned comment, we can scroll down to the desktop scaling section. In the desktop scaling section, we can highlight the scaling script. Once we've highlighted the scaling script, we can do Ctrl-C on our keyboard to copy it. When we have the script copied, we can go back to the terminal app. To paste text into the terminal, we can do Ctrl-Shift-V on our keyboard. I will have a link to my desktop scaling video that explains the whole script in the pinned comment. From here, near the bottom of the script, we can change the user ID so it's our actual user ID. Remember, the user ID is what comes before the @penguin in the terminal. Once we've done that, we can do Ctrl-O, Enter, and Ctrl-X to save the file and exit Nano. Then from here we can execute sudo space chmod space +x space /usr /bin /gok. This will make the script executable so that we can use it. Now to scale the desktop by a percentage, we can execute gok space the %. For this example, I will be doing 150, so the desktop scale is set to 150%. After a few moments, we will see the result of our scaling. For my example, everything is much larger than it was before. Now if we want to scale the desktop by height, we can go back to the terminal app, and without having to shut down Linux, we can execute go k space h space the height we would like. For my example, I will be doing 1080. Now this time for my example, when the desktop starts up, we can see everything is much smaller. Alternatively, we can scale the desktop by width by going back to the terminal app, and this time we can execute go k space w space the width we would like. For my example, I will be doing 1200. And now for my example, everything is sized a bit more normally. Finally, we can scale the desktop by a default percentage by going back to the terminal app, and this time we can just execute go k. The default percent set in the scaling script is 100%. In other words, the desktop will not be scaled. To change the default percent in the scaling script, we can change the value of the percent variable under the comment in the first half of the script. Now scaling can also come in handy for apps that have resolution issues. For example, if I open up the Frozen Bubble game this time, we can see that it opens up. However, if I try to make it full screen by pressing the F key, the window will not take up the majority of the screen. So to fix this, we can scale the desktop to be the size of the window. Now to figure out the size of the window, we can use KRuler. KRuler can be opened from the menu, and in the graphics category, we can click on KRuler. To move KRuler, we can hold a left click on KRuler, and then we can drag it wherever we would like. To rotate KRuler, we can press the R key. To resize KRuler, we can drag the sides of the ruler. So here I am measuring the height of the Frozen Bubble window, which is about 480 pixels. Now that I know that, I can close out of KRuler by doing Ctrl Q on my keyboard, and then I'm going to press the Escape key to close out of Frozen Bubble. Now to scale the desktop, I am going to go back to the terminal app, and from here I'm going to execute go k space h space 480. So now the height of the desktop will be 480. Once the desktop starts up, I'm going to go to the menu, and in the Games category, I'm going to click on Frozen Bubble to open the Frozen Bubble game. So now when Frozen Bubble starts up, it takes up the majority of the screen. So here I pressed the F key so the background is blacked out. So now the game is a lot more fun to play. Companion books to my series of videos are available. I will have those linked in the pinned comment. And that's all for this video, so thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon!